Could I survive in now, in the world of now? Well, I would assume that if I were the 24-year-old law school graduate that wanted to be in the music world but didn't quite know on what level, that I would be doing the same. I would go about it in the world of today in the same way I did, which is entrepreneurial, determined, curious, willing to do whatever needed to be done. There's certain guiding principles for me, and one of them is if you see something that needs doing, you do it. And so when I got to work for my boss, my first boss, I remember one time he asked me to take his Mercedes limousine to get the oil changed, and I did. Didn't think a thing about it, except this is an awfully big car. And I came back, and his secretary was very upset with me. She said, "Why would you do that? You're a lawyer." I said, "What's that got to do with it? I'll stand on that car and change it myself. I know how to do that. I have no problem with that." And that's the way I was, What do you want me to do? Now he asked me to do a few illegal things that I didn't do, like surreptitiously tape a conversation. I can't do that. And so I didn't do that. And he didn't like that. But what can I say? I just couldn't do that. I don't think that's right. But I don't have a lot of stories like that where I was asked to do something that I couldn't do or shouldn't do. I just kind of conducted myself in a certain way. People didn't ask me to do things like that. I got asked by drug addicts to buy them drugs, which I wouldn't do. But I'd give them money for it, which is almost as bad. So I'm not like I'm perfect or anything. And it's a problem when you're dealing with somebody who's got an abuse problem. And I put a couple of guys in drug rehab, famous guys that you would know, that I won't mention. But it's like you got to do it. You got to help people, and some people can't be helped. That's no doubt. But if you conduct yourself in a certain way, and I would advise you in your careers to conduct yourself in a way where you keep your integrity. If somebody gets the idea that you'll skim money or divert money or whatever, all the different games you can play in the music business, that's the way they're going to think of you, even if that's only 2% of what you've done. So you just can't do that. You got to tell the truth. You got to help people. You got to give. You give because you're a giving person, not because you want something back. You care because you're a caring person, not because you want somebody to care about you. You love because you're a loving person, not because you want to be loved. And so if you conduct yourself this way, then the things will come back to you. It's gratifying to me. It's hard to believe that I've gotten to the age that I've gotten to, but here I am. What can I do about it? But it is gratifying to me that even at this age, I've got friends I've known for 30 or 40 years in the music business who we started out together, and we all lived through it, and we came through it, and we did things together, and we created things, and we facilitated the creation of things. And it's a positive feeling. You're a member of a community of creativity and art that informs your life and gives it meaning, And I think there's a search. I think everybody's searching for meaning. That's a pretty good way to find it. So for me, music, musicians, art, now the education of those people, that gives my life meaning. And I don't have any trouble with that or even identifying it, because I can go home tonight and put on a record that I know will make me understand why I am on this earth, So that's it. I don't know what else to do, So feed the artist, Take care of the artist. They'll take care of you. Because, my first job was on the 27th floor of #1 Rockefeller Plaza. I went right up there, and I was, my second day on the job, Ron Carter's coming down the hall, and I'm going to listen, and my boss said, take Ron Carter into the listening room and play him his test pressing. Now, 2 weeks before that, I was buying Ron Carter records or listening to him play with Miles Davis. And now all of a sudden, I'm going to play him his test pressing? You know, it was mind-boggling. Now, Ron Carter to this day is a good friend of mine. I get emails from him all the time. He sends me veggie bags to microwave my vegetables, man, because he wants me to eat more vegetables, right? I didn't know he knew that I had a vegetable problem. But apparently, he probably just guessing. Everybody does, anyway. But Ron Carter is a great guy, you know, and a great artist. And I mean, it's like, I grew up to work with my heroes. When I was 12 years old, I was homesick one day, and I got my parents' mail, and there was a thing from the Capitol Record Club. And so I filled it out. And I didn't know what to order. I didn't know anything about anything, except, I mean, I just didn't know. So I ordered a George Shearing record, a Miles Davis record, and a Count Basie record, because they looked cool to me or something. And I knew I wanted instrumental music. And I grew up to produce George Shearing. I grew up to re-record The Birth of the Cool with Jerry Mulligan, because he wrote most of the music. And I grew up to record the Count Basie Band. Now, you got to admit, that's pretty weird. I mean, I lived my dream. I didn't even really have a dream. I just had an inclination, you know. I had a feeling about music. That's what I wanted to do. And then to go from that to that, I mean, who else gets, that's a very big deal to get that journey given to you, or that you're allowed to take that journey. That's the luxury that we have. We're very fortunate people. You know, some people are not that fortunate. But if I could do it over again, there's a million things I would do differently. But I can't list them, but I just assumed I could do things better, you know. But as far as being lucky, being fortunate, you don't get luckier than me. I mean, I really was lucky. Now, my friends might point out, you're not just lucky, you're hardworking, you're smart, you're honest, you're thoughtful, you care, all that. Well, that's all true, up to the smart part. But I do work hard, and I do care, and I do feel like I'm a privileged person, and I'm not about to abuse that, although I guess I have abused it from time to time, but no doubt. But, you know, I still have been very, very lucky, and I've tried to make the best out of every opportunity. So, you know, that's a beautiful world, right?